the business value which we implemented for advanced auto parts. Okay. With that, we'll get started. Yeah, quick introduction about SPL. Praveen, over to you.
Sure. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, from the people wherever you are attending from. So this is Praveen Panakanti. I'm the founder and CEO of SPL Consulting. We established SPL in 2010. It's been 15 years of journey. We started with the EBS and, we still have certain EBS clients, and we did many of the cloud implementations. Our first cloud implementation was in 2015. So, our expertise are like, financials, procurement, supply chain, project accounting, and also a lot of CX side of it. And we also do a lot of integration works, OCI and other middleware technologies. And we also have the reporting team. So these are our area of expertise. I don't want to take too much time about the introduction, but if anyone has any specific questions, please feel to contact me. And I will hand it over to Srini. Srini, it's all you.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for that introduction. So moving on to agenda, right? Today we want to take the use case of advanced auto parts to demonstrate the Oracle Cloud capabilities and the solutions which can be benefit. We start with a quick summary about advanced auto parts and the projects all about, and then we move on to the objectives. From that objectives, we will see what are all the different pillars we implemented, like how the migration took place from legacy systems into Oracle Cloud, and what are the different capabilities and the business challenges we faced, and how that sorted out. And we will talk about key outcomes and strategy benefits overall implementing the Oracle Cloud functionalities. And obviously, we will talk about lessons learned to understand the challenges, and in the future migrations or the implementations, what are the things we need to take care of it. And finally, we quickly touch upon future roadmap for this project as well as any cloud implementation, what can be explored. Okay, we will end with the Q&A. As Ritik mentioned, please keep your questions, and you can put it in the Q&A section. We will continue the flow. We will not stop in between to answer the questions, because we will complete the presentation. At the end, we will take up the questions and we will have a discussion. And also, between the session, to keep everyone engaged, we have some full questions also. So we will shoot up those questions and give your perspective to us to talk about those questions as well. Okay. So moving on to the first topic. So a quick summary about this project. So Advanced Auto Parts is a Fortune 500 company, and SPL is a proud partner for Advanced Auto Parts implementing this strategic initiative. If you're not aware of the background, Advanced Auto Parts is the aftermarket auto parts seller. With over 11 billion revenue per year, they have complex operations and financial transactions in place. So with the project, right? So it's just a subset of the overall financial transformation of Advanced Auto Parts. So Advanced Auto Parts has 4 different banners. Say, Advanced Auto Parts is the one, and then Worldpac and CarQuest and Autopart International. So the reason I'm mentioning all this, with these different brands, they all have their own legacy ERP systems operating, say, EBS, PeopleSoft, AS400, and all kinds of different legacy systems they operate. During the financial transformation initiative, there were various capabilities and the business functionalities and challenges evaluated, and decided to move forward with Oracle Cloud to get the seamless experience for both internal users as well as for the customers and vendors. So that is when all this transformation journey started, and we already completed the migration for general ledger, fixed assets, and payables side of it. Currently, most of the functionalities for the credit side of it implemented with the rollout pending, which is being done at this point of time. So today's use case, right? Why we chose this particular use case or the project for webinar. So the first and foremost, we wanted to showcase the capabilities of what Oracle Cloud can offer. And also while discussing about it, what are the implementation strategies or the plan we have to consider. And yeah. So if you talk about this complex project, right, there are four different elements I want to touch upon. Say example, customers, right? So in the legacy system, usually these are all modern system. Customers are having disparate systems for different needs. Say example, the same customer goes and purchase a part from one store, advanced store, and the customer goes and purchase another part from corporate store. So they have two different systems to deal with. Even though the customer doesn't know about the systems, but the outcome is impacting the customer. Say example, a invoice from Advanced Auto Parts is different than the invoice from the CarQuest, and also the integrations, which if it is a large customer, the integration to the customers are different. So in a way, it has a poor customer experience, and also the self-service capabilities are very limited to the customers in legacy systems, right? There are delayed transactions or invoices available, and to make a payment, they do not have a sophisticated way to make a payment. Rather, they have to walk into a store to complete even a simple transactions. Those are resulting into a poor customer experience, right? And then there are disparate systems, as I said, lot of legacy systems, and they are not modern, and they are not capable of handling large volume of transactions or the modern need of security and compliance. So that is also another challenges in terms of systems which Advance was facing. Then credit team, which is actually supporting all the credit operations for Advanced Auto Parts, their productivity is very important, which is in turn, if they are not productive enough, there are two outcomes because of that. One is the poor customer experience because they are not able to serve the customer the way they want to be. Second, also the cost increase, the cost of the support to the operations, right? And last but not least, there are a lot of challenges with reporting. So if the financial transactions are not accurate and timely consumed and presented, we had a lot of material weakness in the past. Okay, so these are all, not all the challenges, but major challenges which why this project was initiated and try to address all of these challenges. With that, I think Ritik, I see that you launched a poll question. Okay, so if you look at the poll question, right, what we have is, what is your organization's biggest challenge with the legacy ERP systems? I mentioned the challenges which Advance faced with 4 bullet points, but similarly, we have put through some of major challenges which the organizations face. I'll give it a few more seconds to end the poll. If you are not done yet, please cast your poll.
I think we can move forward soon.
Yep, yeah. So I'm looking at the results. It's interesting, actually. There are a few options we presented. One is the fragmented systems and integrations. Usually that is causing a lot of trouble for the organization. Other one is the high maintenance cost and inefficiency. That is obviously yes. Then data migration and workflow reengineering, scalability for customer operations and others. So basically most of the votes are towards the high maintenance cost and efficiency. Obviously that is correct, because with the modern cloud experience and other things, okay. So moving on to the project objectives. So there are 5 pillars we took initiative as part of this cloud migration or implementation project. Okay. As I said, there are 4 issues we wanted to address, which are major. To address those 4 issues, these 5 pillars are curated to handle it. How, say, example, there are desperate system issues which we talked about, right? We have a lot of legacy systems. For each brand, we had different legacy systems which we need to address, which need to be consolidated. So the first pillar of legacy to cloud migration, which primarily talks about how the existing operations or process and the data can be converted or migrated from legacy to Oracle Cloud. So that is one of the pillar which is addressing all the system related issues or the challenges which we have. The second and the third, which is actually how seamlessly or efficiently I onboard a new customer. Okay, we migrated to the cloud, but the major operations which we need to support for the cloud implementation is onboarding any new credit customers for advance and also supporting the existing customers and their operations. For that, the customer credit onboarding is the pillar which needs a scalable and efficient solution along with Oracle Cloud functionalities. The third one is actually, as I talked about, we need a self-service capability for customers to serve themselves efficiently without someone needs to go and help them. They should have all the tools and the processes to support their own capability or needs. So these 2 supports are address the challenge which we have about customer experience. That is the second challenge which we had, right? The third one, how do we improve the productivity of our internal teams? That's more efficient, right? With all the tools in place and modern technologies, we should be able to improve the productivity of the internal users so that one, we improve the experience of all the external parties, being it a vendor or the customer. At the same time, reduce or efficiently manage the team so that the productivity is high. So that the workbenches and dashboards which we explored and implemented is going to help them out to solve those problems, right? So this is addressing the productivity of the credit team. The last pillar is about e-reports and statements, which is crucial. Okay, after doing all this, which is actually a finance cloud implementation, we should be having a most accurate and efficient reports to serve and report various organization needs, and also efficiently producing the statements to customers so that they receive the statements on time and also have the ability to make a payment based on those statements. So these are the 5 pillars which we will talk about in detail in the coming slides. Okay. So the first pillar, right, cloud migration. There are a lot of entities we decided to consider for the conversion or the migration. Okay, because it's most of a Oracle Cloud finance, especially on the credit side of the implementation. The first and foremost is customer accounts. Okay, so the customer accounts in this ecosystem is present in Salesforce. In your organization, it can be any other system which can be maintaining the master data. But here we have 2 systems which actually maintain the customer data. One is the MDM Reltio, which is actually a MDM system to maintain the customer data. But for each account level information, it is being maintained in Salesforce to support through the CRM process. And the profiles are actually being maintained in the respective legacy ERP system. And we do have transactions and payments in the legacy ERP systems. And finally, we have customer statements, the last statement especially, which is not yet paid off, and also the historical customer statements. So we wanted to efficiently migrate this from these legacy systems into Oracle Cloud Financials. So here we can quickly touch upon what are the capabilities Oracle Cloud offers, right? Oracle Cloud Finance especially. If you want to bring in any new data into Oracle Cloud, there are certain ways the data can be absorbed into Oracle Financials Cloud, right? It's not like our typical Oracle ERP or any other legacy systems. Okay, you have full control where you can absorb the data the way you want. It is not the case in Oracle Cloud, especially Oracle Financial Cloud. The first and foremost is a manual way that obviously everyone knows that, okay, you can go to the UI and you can put your ad hoc entries or maintain or key in, and then that get absorbed into the Oracle Cloud. So that is usually you use only for very rare occasion and in terms of either a setup which is of very minimal data, or there is no other capability, then the organization needs to proceed with that. The second option which we have is the rapid implementation spreadsheets, where it's mostly used for one-time configuration or setups. You identify certain, say, GL related setups or the configurations, and then you key into the setup in these spreadsheets and migrate from environment to environment. So this is the second way of bringing the data into the cloud. The third is ADI, DI, which is nothing but your web ADI in the past. So where we have a spreadsheets, you can open it, and it is connected to Oracle environment, and it has inbuilt validation and everything. The user can key in the data or paste the data there and validate it, and just click on a button, it imports into the interface table and eventually to the Oracle Cloud, right? This can be used for one-time needs. So example, yeah, I do need to bring my GL balances from legacy system into Oracle Cloud. Go ahead and use this approach because it's just one time and I don't need any process or validation. I know my balances. Just put it in a spreadsheet and copy paste to the ADI and then just import it, right? The fourth option which we have, FBDI, which is a file-based data import. Where we use these kind of integrations or the process is mainly when we need to automate the conversion or the migration process, or even for the integration in a batch, right? If you're not familiar with FBDI, it's a file-based data integrator. Oracle put it into a three-step process where you prepare a file in a format which Oracle needs it. Either you can systematically generate the CSV file, or we can use the template which is with a macro capability. You enter the data and Oracle generate a CSV and zip files for you, right? Once you have the files, you upload into the UCM, which is Universal Content Manager. That is the first step. Basically, you prepare your file, either it is automatic or manual, and put it into your UCM, which is the file sharing content manager, right? Once that is done, Oracle given a generic program, which is load interface data. It's a ESS job. You choose your file or the process which you uploaded and submit that interface. It picks up the file based on the entity you choose. It loads that into the interface table. Once it's successfully loaded without any issue, then the last step is each process or the integration. Say example, AR invoice, you have auto invoice, right? And you have customer, there is a customer import. So you have specific processes which pick up your interface data and process into the base tables. So this is the process usually we most interested in for the conversion data migration. So in this case, example, open transactions are the customer accounts. Anything to be done, you can prepare a FBDI file and we can migrate it. The organization can explore it, whether it can be a manual preparation or automation, depends on their need. And say if you are doing one time as a mass migration, probably instead of building all the things, you can generate your data directly into FBDI format and directly consume it into the Oracle Cloud. However, if you are opting for a rollout basis, that may not be the efficient process, but rather you build a conversion process or the utility which takes care of this kind of automation and go ahead and run it whenever it is needed on the need basis. The last option which can be used to feed in or push the data into Oracle Cloud is the web services. So Oracle initially started with both flavors of web services. You have SOAP as well as REST web service, but eventually the lightweight option with the JSON format and all, REST is the most preferable option. The latest version of all the APIs or the web services are mainly focusing on the REST services, but still we do have some of the SOAP services which need to be used, and we need to be taking care of when we are planning for the migration. Okay, those are major capabilities to process or migrate the data into Oracle Cloud. So what are the challenges which we were facing while implementing in the particular use case, right? Any organization can go through the same kind of challenges. One is, do we want to go auto cutover or conversion process? So the basic, most of these cases, right? Say example, a customer data or transactions coming from your point of sale system or any other system. The capability which we are building for the conversion can be also looked at for the integration as well. So that is the aspect. But is it worth trying to merge these process together? Again, it depends on the organization's need. If you really want to explore that kind of option, that is where the auto cutover comes into picture. So the best practice of the auto cutover, or the benefit which comes out of the auto cutover, is that okay, you can use the conversion program as an integration as well in the future. So you don't need to put additional effort to build or integrate your systems. And also you can do a rollout. So you don't need to worry about how many times you are going to convert, or what is your data size it can be, right? The other challenge which we have is primarily how do we handle the downtime or the in-flight transaction. So in this use case, we do not want any downtime for the customers. Okay, we choose a weekend. Basically, over the weekend, we keep the customers let transact to the legacy system while they are being migrated to Oracle Cloud. Once all the migration is done, we will process their in-flight transactions or the pending transaction which is sitting in legacy even after the conversion initiation, and we bring them back into the system, right? So while evaluating the cloud migration, that will play a crucial role. We need to look at it whether can we afford a downtime or not. If we cannot afford downtime, then the question is how do you handle in-flight transaction? Because this large scale migration or conversion, even if you are doing it in a pilot or chunk mode, still you need to be handling the in-flight transaction. So what is my efficient way of identifying, first of all, which needs to be processed, and how do I convert that into the thing? The other biggest challenge which we had was with the reconciliation, because the timely reconciliation and sorting all the issues efficiently within the time frame given or allocated for the migration is very important. So that is where we have to look at the efficiency, how we are going to call out. And also the legacy closeout. Say, okay, we identified and extracted the data, but at what time I'm going to close my transactions, or keep the legacy system shut down for those customers to proceed further transactions with them, right? So that is another challenge which we faced and addressed through this migration util. And the last thing which we have is Oracle Fusion has certain limitations because it's also evolving systems with various functionalities and different customer needs. There are certain processes which will not allow bulk uploads. It is the FBDA is not allowed for various reasons. Either it is a system limitation or there is a business need why it should not be allowed. So those cases we should be continue to use the web service. But if the volume is little high, then again we have to think of how efficiently we can handle that or plug in within the whole process to manage those kind of Oracle limitations. And there are certain limitations we face, like there is a need for us to update some of the accounting information into Oracle Cloud. But the challenge is that there is no API once it is updated or created, and there is no better way of handling it, which resulted into manual approaches. So these limitations also to be considered. So in a nutshell, when you are preparing for your migration, think about what kind of various capabilities available in Oracle, like which I mentioned, either manual rapid implementation, ADI, DI, or web service, or FPDI, whatever it is. What is suit for which kind of entity? What is my volume? What is my performance expectation? Do I need to have it one time, or I have to repeat or iterative process? And do I need downtime or not? Is there any limitations within Oracle? Consider all of this before choosing your best approach for the cloud migration. With that, I think Ritik launched a poll question. Are you exploring cloud ERP in next 6 to 12 months? I could see that majority of them still evaluating. Sure that whenever there is a help or inputs needed on the evaluation, feel free to reach out to us saying that, okay, any specific questions with respect to capabilities or with respect to the best practices, we are happy to answer. And the second thing which we are seeing that, okay, majority of them are looking at to already migrating to Oracle Cloud. Okay.
Hey Srini, this is Praveen. Just can you quickly throw the volume that you kind of handled during this auto cutover period? Just like less than a minute, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So the approach which we used or we followed in this use case for Advanced Auto Parts, Advanced wants to pilot the functionalities rather than going for a big bang for all customers. As I said, because of various reasons. One is the disparate system with the different brands. They don't want to spend too much time assessing all the capabilities and functionalities and go for big bang. Instead of that, we want to pilot a lot of functionalities. For that, handling in a rollout fashion was the best approach identified for the advance. With that, the whole volume was split into 5 different conversion bucket, and each one capable of running around 20,000 customers with 3 to 4 million transactions in a weekend. So with Oracle's challenge with auto invoice import handling this kind of volume with the 4 million transactions in a weekend, right? So the auto invoice itself is going to run for 15, 18 hours if you don't efficiently operate. So that is where we as a partner, we worked along with the Advance as well as Oracle to identify various best practices involved, like how to handle that pre-processing in our Oracle pre-process system. Say in Advanced case, the Exadata is the extended system of the Oracle Cloud, where all the pre-processing or the handling was done, right? So most of the validations, iterations, and data quality assurance are done in this pre-processing, which can handle millions of data without any issue, ensuring that the data quality is accurate. Once it hits the interface into Oracle Cloud and base tables, there is no further issues or challenges which we don't need to repeat it again. So this kind of approach ensured us to efficiently handle the volume around 4 million in a weekend. And also we worked along with Oracle and our team expertise. Oracle, there is no clear-cut documentation or the clarity. How do we approach for the millions of transactions, and what should be your workers, parallel workers size, and what should be your batch volume? It has to be iterative process. So team efficiently analyzed that along with Oracle, and we had to do certain proof of concepts around it, but eventually team could figure out the batch size and the parallel workers. So we went with the 20 parallel workers with the 500K volume, and it worked for us, and we were able to accomplish the conversion within that particular weekend and with no additional downtime. Okay, with that, I'm moving to the second pillar. So once the cloud migration takes place, right? Okay, we brought in certain customers and their data over a weekend, and they started operating into Oracle Cloud. So what are the capabilities Oracle has? Say basically, you can onboard your customer and anything related to customer operations, like, okay, you want to register or record their transactions and allow them to pay their transactions, and also monthly generate their statements and timely provide to them, and record all their transactions or account them into general ledger, and finally prepare the financial statements. It's very high level, right? There are a lot of other functionalities which Oracle offers, but this is at very high level what we want to achieve. So the next thing is, how do we seamlessly onboard the customers into Oracle Cloud? In advanced use case, right? It's not just all the customers which we will onboard, because you go to Advanced Auto Parts or a retail store, you want to purchase your parts. There are 2 kinds of customers we have. One is, okay, the walk-in customers are do it yourself. I am maybe a repetitive customer, or but I am not a professional customer, meaning the professional customer who has a garage or service center who needs the parts regularly to service their own customers, right? But these walk-in customers are treated as DIY customers. They are not credit customers. So we do not onboard them into Oracle Cloud. We are not interested in it. But the professional customers, we need to onboard them. But before onboard them, there are 2 kinds of professional customers. One, okay, they pay as you go. So they come and purchase and they just pay for their parts and they move on. But eventually, Advance want to build a long-term relationship with these customers. that is where the concept called the credit onboard. So if the customer is a frequent customer and professional customers, and we want to do more business with them, rather than they maintain and pay as you go customer, we will offer them saying that, okay, why can't you be a credit customer for advance? So what it means is we will assess their capability and their credit worthiness and provide them the credit limit and the advance credit to them. So they don't need to maintain or pay every time they walk into the store or purchase from online. Rather, they use their credit account and they procure all the parts and serve to their customers. And at the frequency which they prefer, either it can be daily or weekly or monthly, doesn't matter. They can generate their statements and settle the statements to the advance. There are two benefits. One is, say they have unified and overall view of their transactions with the advance, and also they have better credit management functionality for them. Say example, they don't need to pay today immediately, right? They have option based on the payment term. They can wait until up to 60 days or 90 days to pay that particular transaction without any additional APR, right? So those kind of benefits they have. So with that, this onboarding process plays a very crucial role, and this is the major capability which they need to implement. So it starts from initiating a credit application to the customer and determining the correct credit limit, and then generating a credit details for them, including the credit card information, and finally onboarding that customer into Oracle Cloud and establishing a profile for them and communicating that profile to all the downstream system, including the point of sale system, to allow them to do your credit transactions. So being said that this is a very crucial pillar, there are two things we need. So if you have a similar use case or functionality to be implemented, it's just an example, right? Anything, right? It can be any similar functionality. The first and very foremost thing, we take all the legacy processes. In this case, okay, the same kind of onboarding process was done in PeopleSoft and ERP and EBS, right? But we had to analyze those processes first. There are two things we can do. Either we can lift and shift, or we can re-engineering the process. In this case, lift and shift mostly is fit for when they are having a process which is seamless already and will not have any additional benefit if you are re-engineering. Obviously, cost is another factor too. But in our case, since the systems are not modern systems, which the legacy systems, and there are a lot of things which need to be handled in batch mode and the capabilities are different. When we bring it to Oracle Cloud, our team explored all the various capabilities provided by Oracle Cloud with the past-centric solutions and other options which we have, and the current capabilities with the integrations. We had to re-engineering this process and propose a more robust process. Okay, so example, initiating an application seamlessly from Salesforce, right? And to do that, we have to establish an integration from Oracle Cloud to provide their credit worthiness. So we implemented a scoring mechanism and engine at the Oracle Cloud, integrating with the DNB to come up with the pre-approved credit limit for them and provided the capability while initiating the application. And then once the applications are submitted, based on the need, we will immediately, within fraction of seconds, publish to Oracle Cloud through Kafka. And the consumer which we built is running around the clock to consume those kind of data, immediately determine whether this needs to be onboarded into Oracle Cloud or not based on the credit profile status. As soon as we determine, okay, yeah, we need to onboard them, then seamlessly build the integration through all the APIs which are available to onboard the party, account, and other informations. And also we built a process. This is where we use the lift and shift. Till now we re-engineered all other processes, whereas the card generation process were already efficient in the legacy. And we had to reuse that mechanism without impacting the current existing customer's card details. So we have just reused those functionalities from the legacy system. So the card generation process was just a lift and shift. And then finally, handling a different profile needs based on the system which they are going to transact with. Some customer go to all the brands, some customer they don't. So based on that, there are a lot of validations and derivations we need to do. And that is done. And finally, once the profile is onboarded, we need to immediately communicated with all the legacy systems. Initially, the process was aimed for a real time, but with all this complexity which I explained and the re-engineering and architecture which we did, finally we ended up doing it every 15 minutes batch process. Though some of the process within the sub process are real time, but the overall onboarding takes up to 15 minutes to complete. But this is currently takes a lot more than that, and achieving that in the short period of time with the modern capabilities after all the challenges. Okay, there are challenges will come these kind of implementation when we do. So in our case, the complexity of the data. So it's not just onboarding a customer and establishing a profile. In advanced case, we do have hierarchical nature. Okay, meaning a customer related to another customer and related to another customer. So we need to build that hierarchy. So that complex solution needs a lot of brainstorming and implementation. We need to spend adequate time to do those kind of evaluation and come up with the best practice for those. And data quality is obvious, because in this kind of integration seamlessly, even if one field or one attribute is not correct, the whole process will stuck, and it may we have to spend a lot of reprocessing and error correction mechanism, which we do not want to. And performance, obviously, the thing which I explained, whether it's a real time or batch, or how much data volume you are going to consume in a day, everything matters. Obviously, Oracle's capabilities and limitation also we need to consider. Okay. So moving on to the next one, I will quickly touch base on this. This is again addressing the customer needs. The customer wants to do self-service. If the customer always rely on the store person or advance in this use case, they have to constantly in touch. One, it is not efficient for them, because even for a simple invoice retrieval or the statement, they have to call someone or walk into your store and then get it. So it may be okay for one time, but if they are a professional customer dealing with lots of thousands of transactions in a month, it is not the efficient way for them to interact with that one. So having a self-service enabled for them is going to be a key. So when we are implementing Oracle Cloud, this is one of the key factor we need to understand. Okay, yeah, Oracle Cloud gives a lot of capabilities, which needs to be exposed to our vendors and customers as a self-service tool, so that even some of the ERP capabilities they can utilize by themselves, rather than someone who has the ERP access need to provide to them. So that's one of the key aspects we need to look at it when we are implementing Oracle Cloud. So in this case, okay, we realized that, okay, the customer needs to have some of the information. What are this? They should be able to look at their account and see what is my account summary. Okay, hey, what is my credit limit? How much I can buy more, so that they can plan themselves what they can do. In some cases, if they are put on hold, why I'm on hold, am I having past due? Those kind of information is really helpful. They don't need to walk to a store or look up other person to give this kind of information. The self-service capability should be able to give them. And then they should be able to see all their transactions. Okay, I bought 10 parts today. Oh, okay, accurately their 10s are available. So what are those details? I need some copy of that invoice I lost somewhere. They should be able to pull it up quickly. And okay, I have almost nearing my credit limit. I want to make a payment. I have to walk to your store? No, not required if you have a self-service capability. You just make a self-service capability and make a payment online. And finally, the statement available earlier, if you are going to get a paper copy, then it's going to take time. It goes to a print vendor, they print it and they mail it, and in the snail mail, it comes a few days or weeks after to your mailbox, and you take it and then try to pay. It impact advance cash flow, and also the customer will not have the enough information for them to make any payment upfront. So that is also, they need a self-service capability to download their statement whenever it is available. Finally, if they are having multiple accounts, say a big customer, strategic customers with 100 of location, they should be able to consolidated view of all their business with the advance. So that is possible only through this kind of self-service capability tool. So with that, okay, there are a lot of things we can evaluate. So there are Oracle itself provides self-service capabilities for both suppliers and customers. But if that is not meeting your need, like what it does for the advanced, because advanced things are a little complex, especially with the hierarchy and payments. it is a extension which we built on top of the Oracle capability. So okay, still your core engine here is Oracle Cloud, because you need to have customer, you need to record their transactions, you need to have the payment processing capability, statement generation capability, but the wrapper around it is what we call it a speed build, which is a customer self-service portal, which actually gives the kind of capability. So when you are evaluating Oracle Cloud, look at it, the self-service capability provided by Oracle, see whether you want to use it or you want a wrapper around it, or you want completely a new extension portal or third-party tool. There are various evaluation, the partner will help you, okay? So SPL kind of partners, they are expertise with these kind of functionalities, and the tools should be able to evaluate your system quickly and suggest those kind of things. But knowing or aware of all these kind of various options is very critical in your cloud migration journey, okay? So in this case, when self-service capabilities extension or wrapper, there are two things plays a vital role. How do I access my Oracle Cloud data seamlessly without any issue? That is one of the very key and interesting factor, because as I said in the previous discussion, when you bring the data into Oracle Cloud, you only have 5 different ways to bring in. Same way, when you are taking the data out of Oracle Cloud, it is much more complicated. It's not that easy. So if you are already familiar with Oracle Cloud, you know that, because only the BA report, which you can see the data from Oracle Cloud, which is not efficient for handling large volume of data. And also, if you have a BACC, BA Cloud Connector, then you can build or extract the data seamlessly. But that is meant to be a batch process running once in a day or few hours, not for the real-time data. So the capabilities are very limited to access the data from Oracle Cloud ERP. So that is where we explored and built a SaaS to PaaS or PaaS-centric solution. What it means is there is an efficient way you extract a key information from Oracle Cloud financials into our Exadata, which is the extended database, and host them there, because you don't need to go for every data need to Oracle Cloud every time. That will reduce your overload on the Oracle Fusion Cloud, and also it will have performance related improvements having hosting in the Oracle Exadata. Since the data is readily available, the portal able to consume the data and real time able to flash it onto the customer, okay, and available for the customer. And also any incoming data like your transactions or payments which is going to hit the Oracle Fusion Cloud also have the data which can be validated upfront before hitting the Oracle Cloud, reducing the errors in the Oracle Cloud process. Okay, so that is the benefit with having the extended data or hosting the data outside Oracle Cloud. There are nowadays a lot of vendors also start developing the tools towards it, because they understand the need for those kind of solution. Oracle itself has FDI, which is actually a autonomous database centric data extraction. And also there are other third-party tools which are available to extract the data and available. So in this model, when you are implementing or migrating, if you are evaluating those kind of mechanism, two things we have to understand. What is your target data need? Okay, do you want to have a flattened data structure, or you want to have a data table to table replica? So based on that, your tool needs to be evaluated and finalized. The other one is how frequently I need it. Do I need once in a day my data replica, or I do need it more frequently? Some data may be real time, some data may be every hour. So it depends on the frequency we want to implement it. Okay. So moving on to the next pillar, or the thing which actually going to solve the problem for our credit team, in this case business. While we are using the Oracle Cloud ERP capabilities, solving customer problems or vendor problems in the AP or payables case, or the external third-party problems, it is very important to have our internal teams are more efficient and capable of handling our ERP systems. Yes, they do have access to the ERP systems, but Oracle Cloud ERP is very good in certain processes and capable of recording the transactions and maintaining it. However, it's not a ready to made or available for productivity tools. Meaning, okay, I want to quickly do or apply payments for 10 transactions or 20 transactions or 100 transactions. Probably Oracle application UI may not be that efficient, right? So those are the cases we evaluated the need and come up with the workbenches. Like in this case, Cash App Workbench, which first of all, it can identify and assign the user or the Cash App specialist seamlessly through automation. Second, when they log in, they have all the payments readily available and mapped to a transaction through auto engine rule, which they can quickly apply and integrate it with Oracle Cloud. And the next one is the receivable workbench. So the credit team gets a call from customer. They want to just take a call and then start discussing. The customer is in a problem and they want immediate answers. They cannot go through different Oracle Cloud ERP systems, screen by screen, and understand, okay, I saw your aging, this is your past, oh, did you make a payment? I will go to your payment screen, I will pull that information. It is not going to be effective to them. So having a right tool set is very important. That's when the receivable workbench is a consolidated view of the whole customer information in one place. So similarly, the dashboards. So workbenches are where the user needs to take action. Dashboards are where they just need a consolidated information so that they can interact with the customers or the vendors or anybody else. The reason this pillar I highlighted here is when you are implementing or trying to implement Oracle Cloud implementation, identifying these kind of tool sets is very important for your internal team. So we have to engage with the team and understand their need, what they are currently doing, whether it is manual practice or legacy processes or third-party tools, how that can be efficiently handled within Oracle Cloud. The first and foremost, we need to look at it, how that can be done within the Oracle Cloud within the existing capability. But if it is not done, go for an extension, not customization, just go for an extension of the existing process and try to do. If there is no such capabilities, then obviously go for a customization and try to implement the same. Okay, the last pillar which we have is how do I efficiently get my data, reports, and statements on time. So again, we have a lot of solutions around it in the advanced auto parts. So we build a, there are various reporting elements we have, okay. One is obviously anything account related reports, which needs to come from GL or any other information. We solely rely on Oracle Cloud Financials. We do not recommend anything else for those kind of implementation. But however, there are reports which needs to rely on. In this case, okay, as I said, there are extended database for certain various needs. So if we need to have the extended data also into place, you can look for other options like FDI or OAC, which are available for generating the report seamlessly out of the data. It has capability of both accessing the Oracle Cloud data as well as the extended data from the Oracle PAS. And also we have other tool set in our ecosystem, Oracle Apex, which is a low-code development tool where we can quickly spin up as many reports or the dashboards which we want to. So in this case, the e-report is the functionality where the customer have a predefined templates or the reports available. They can go and pick up some of the reports and subscribe to them to be generated on a frequent, whenever the frequency they choose for, right? And also the statements, as I said, any data, financial data rely on the Oracle Cloud Financial Systems. The statement is run in Oracle Cloud Financials and generated. However, Oracle has a limitation that a statement can be run only one set. Meaning, say, example, if you have weekly and monthly statement cycle, you cannot run it in parallel in Oracle Cloud. Okay, so you can run one statement cycle at a time because the nature of the way the statement design that it populates statement clusters and other information, it can be handled one request at a time. So if you're having 100K or 200K customers and statement need to be generated, it's going to take a very long time. And on top of that, if you're going to generate the PDF and other processes to be extended, it's going to take time. That's when we orchestrated a complete statement cycle solution for advance where, yes, we need the raw data which is coming out of Oracle Cloud. However, all other pre and post processes, either being validating the data or after post processes, massaging the data, bringing into a format which need to be printed as a PDF and circulating to them through various delivery channels, are extended through our extended solution using the Oracle Exadata and other mechanisms. Okay. So these are various outcomes implementing these pillars. I already briefly discussed about all these benefits in various pillars. Moving on to the key outcomes or the results of this kind of implementation, right? The first one is ability to roll out customers. In this implementation, initially we started with weekend auto cutover, meaning every weekend the customer needs to be rolled out. But after a certain time, based on the project complexity and the need, we realized that that is going to be more complex than having less frequent conversions. So we will be able to, or we were able to quickly switch over from auto cutover into conversion. The way the capabilities are implemented made it possible. Though some of the areas we have to redesign from web services to FBDI, but other than that, most of the processes are built such a way that it can be adapted for both auto cutover and conversion. Okay. The second is ability to support complex data needs. Okay. Yes. When you are building a process, the legacy data may be looking very simple, but when we started processing the data, you may unearth a lot of data scenarios which we initially not think of. So having a robust solution or scalable solution addressing all these needs is going to be a need. And then we have improved self-service access for the customers. In this thing, you need to consider the security and compliance also one of the major factor while implementing the cloud, Oracle Financials Cloud. So in this case, when we are implementing the extended portal, dashboards, workbenches, and speed bill or cash app, anything, the biggest concern was securing a seamless SSO access for all the users, internal users as well as to the external users like customers. And we could achieve that through seamless integration with the Salesforce IDM for external users and Okta external for the internal users. And evaluating a critical need of the data sync process, right? So being it a system sync need or for the business functionality sync need, not everything can be available real time. So having a clear thought process on which data needs to be in which system at what time and when they should be presented to the party which is interested in is crucial to determine the real-time and batch processes. And having the overhead eventually distributed across the system rather than bombarding all the process at the same time. That is also a crucial factor to look at it. And finally, what is my history look like? Okay, I want to migrate everything to cloud. Given a chance, I want to have every history possible available in all the portals, dashboards, and the system so that I can refer to whenever I want to. But in an efficient system, we need to balance it out. What is my need, but what system can handle? Accordingly, evaluate and finalize the history and details which need to bring in. So as I said, there are a lot of strategic benefits this kind of implementation going to legacy system to Oracle Cloud. Obviously, the first one, you are going to get a lot of tool sets, whether it is coming inbuilt within Oracle Cloud, because the modern system provide more tool sets than the legacy systems, or since in the modern technologies, there are a lot of ways to you extend and present it more efficiently, you will have more tool sets than your legacy systems. So the second one is you will have a lot of improved cycle times across your business functionalities with these seamless integrations and the cloud capabilities. And finally, because you provide self-service and seamless data and capabilities, you will be able to see the trust not only with customers, any parties or the banks or any third parties you involve with, they will have that trust and thing which you can present it to them. Finally, you will be able to come up with or re-engineering your own process. There may be a decade-old process we are following in the legacy system. By going through this kind of cloud migration, it's a chance for us to evaluate whether are we doing really the business functionality more efficiently, or can I look at it with the available capabilities, is something can be differently done. So those offers a lot of innovation opportunities within the enterprise so that they can be competitive in their own field in the industry. Okay, with that, we want to share some of the lessons learned in this kind of implementation with you so that you also can evaluate when you are considering to migrate it into Oracle Cloud, right? So it's not everything is going to be green when you are implementing the cloud, right? Obviously, there are challenges. The challenges differs based on a lot of elements within the enterprise and the partner who is implementing and the capability which Oracle provides. The first and foremost, I put into a pillar called data, which is going to be the biggest thing. And most of the time, you need to make sure that what is my data volume and legacy, how much history I want to bring in. It is very crucial, not only during the process of migration, even after the process of migration, to maintain it for the compliance perspective as well as the business perspective. Because if some customer calls and asks for 3 months back invoice, I don't want my credit team go back to legacy system searching for that invoice. So I should be able to seamlessly present. At the same time, do I need to bring last 1 year data, 2 year data? Not necessarily. So having that business need and efficiently considering the volume and history is very important. We had challenge initially, but as I said, initially the business need was to bring as much as possible, but over the period of time, understanding the complexity, we were able to quickly provide various options. Okay, not initially bring it to cloud everything, then try to cut off the cloud only with the open transactions, only bring the open transaction to cloud and have the extended data for history. Initially, everything history will come to the extended data. Then we saw that that is impacting our the self-service portal and other workbenches. Then we should consider that only a limited volume which can be there. Okay. So those kind of evaluation has to happen upfront. In this case, we learned it on the way, but definitely this can be in the future implementations can be a strategic decision at the front itself. Then obviously you have to know your data, not that you don't know, but know your data in such a way that how that will play in cloud, right? So in legacy, it may be working fine for you, but when it comes to cloud, the scenario may differ, the capability may differ. Based on your data, it may go through a roller coaster. So we need to understand and make sure that data is obviously evaluated upfront. Finally, as I said, the data we need to make sure that which is needed in real time or batch. So if it is really not needed in real time, don't force it to be in real time. Make sure that it is obviously staying as a batch. The second lessons towards prioritization, right? So do you want to have rollout first or functionality first? What it means is, what is the enterprise priority? You can go do a big bang, then this question doesn't matter because you are doing big bang and go in one shot. But if you are going for a phased approach, okay, do I first bring all my customers into cloud, then bring the functionalities needed for them so that I can serve them very well? Or let me experiment with the functionality first, implement all the functionality. Then at the end, I will start the rollout for the customers. So in this case, we started with functionality, but in between, we evaluated that, okay, we have enough functionality to serve the customers, then switched from functionality driven approach to the rollout driven approach. Okay. Same customer experience with credit rules. Sometimes it's often overlooked, right? So yes, we have to provide a better customer experience. However, if the credit team or the business is not having enough tools to support the customer needs, then it's going to be a challenge. So we need to make sure that balancing out both, okay, while providing the seamless experience to customers, we also need to have a proper tools to support them for our internal business users. The next pillar is the execution. Obviously, this is one of the strategic thinking we have to do before going for the cloud migration. Do I want to adopt a waterfall or the Scrum? Okay. It depends truly on the complexity of your enterprise and then functionalities which we are going to onboard into Oracle Cloud. However, even if it is a Scrum, it is not kind of a thing that, okay, the same functionality can be dissected into 10 Scrum. Say the mistake which we usually do is, okay, in our case, if you look at it, credit onboarding, right? Take a credit onboarding, implement that in 5 Scrums or 6 Scrums. That is not going to help. It's going to cause more iterative and more issues and complexity. Rather, even if it is a Scrum approach, make sure you take one functionality and phase it out for 2-3 Scrums, even if you don't want to bring it to production. Once the functionality is fully available and ready for implementation, go for a cloud implementation into production. And also parallel executions, right? How many tracks you want to do a parallel execution? So there may be a conversion track, there may be a integration track, there may be report tracks. So think about what you want, when do you want, and which methodology you want to adopt, and decide efficient parallel executions. Not try to achieve everything at a short period of time without considering the complexity. So make sure that eventually we balance it out of how it has to be executed. So finally, two very important things in the pillar of solution. Don't directly jump into solution based on your legacy knowledge. Before we do that, have a right partner with you. Evaluate or understand the capabilities which Oracle gives. Not only the capabilities, understanding the limitations also far most important than the capabilities. And also, what do we want to achieve in short term? What do we want to achieve in long term? What are the Oracle future cloud roadmaps? Which area it looks like? Is there some of my problem statement will get addressed in the future? Look at all these options and then think of your solutions for your need for the cloud migration implementation. And also, not the last one, but not the least one, understanding the complete scope. You, as I said, even if you are doing it on a Scrum basis on a multiple iteration, knowing the complete scope of your cloud migration is very important and essential to plan out the complete strategy for the migration. Okay. With that, check. I think we have one Q&A. I don't see that.
There are some messages in the chat. You wanna take those ones?
Yeah. Sure.
Very good.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So coming to the future roadmap. So as I said, these are just some flavor of cloud migration. With the given a 1 hour time of webinar, we will not be able to cover everything here. But we want to give you a glimpse of what is Oracle Cloud Financial Implementation look like, how it was done for advanced auto parts, and what are the challenges and the processes which we followed. Looking at that, we are also evaluating future roadmap for not only advanced any similar project. One is the strategic customer accounts solution can be something different, and the complexity is much different than the small, modern, and customers. So looking at those capabilities need a deep dive, and we should be able to do that in the coming months and years. And also with AI boom going all around the world and Oracle also building a lot of agentic AI capabilities, some of the process which we build through normal integrations or the manual processes can be looked at it to use the benefit of the modern technologies like agentic AI and all. And it can be a continuous evaluation process. The only thing is when we put through a solution should be in a way that it is easily replaceable with not a lot of effort and also scalable with the new capabilities which Oracle is giving. And finally, personalized and unified digital experience for the enterprise as well as the customers, which we are exploring, and it's in our future roadmap as well. Thanks everyone for being with us and going through some of our capabilities and functionalities and implementation strategies and also our lessons learned. With that, I'm opening for a Q&A. Okay, I am looking at some of the Q&A. So one is, there is a question around what are the upfront preparations required to move to cloud? As I said, it depends on enterprise to enterprise, the preparations. A small enterprise can quickly come up with their preparation, but a large, big enterprise need to consolidate of all of their requirements and different business processes to look at it, what needs to be done. But in essence, understanding the current system, legacy system, infrastructure and systems are very important. Often it's overlooked and left to the partner or the implementation vendor to explore the re-engineering those processes. Rather than that, the enterprise, if they have their knowledge about their infrastructure and systems, that is going to benefit everyone to seamlessly implement the cloud operations. And also, as I said, have a complete plan of what we are going to do with the cloud migration is essential. Though you are going iterative mode, having the upfront scope and clarity is very much important. Data is another one where we need to have a complete cleansing done, and the quality of the data is also going to be the key for the preparation. And choose the right tools and partners. That is a very key in preparing for the cloud migration. The partner who can help you through based on their knowledge, expertise, and their various implementation strategies. Finally, don't overlook the security compliance, especially financial implementation. So prepare for those as well while moving into cloud. Okay. And looking at the second question, what do you think is the most overlooked aspect when moving from legacy finance systems to Oracle Cloud ERP? There are various things that can be overlooked, including the implementation strategies and all. But for me, I would say data is the one which is usually overlooked, because we consider everything else. Okay, what is our legacy process, how that is getting implemented, or what are my, whether it is lift to shift or re-engineering, everything is fine. But underlying data and its quality is going to play a vital role in the cloud migration. Often it is overlooked. If you are preparing for cloud migration, make sure that we pay enough attention on the data and its quality so that we have a seamless cloud migration. Okay, and the next one which I have, what role does change management play in ensuring a smooth ERP adoption across global teams? Yeah, change management is another important topic in the cloud migration. Again, it varies from system to systems and enterprise to enterprise based on their operations and capabilities. But change management is not just a PMO activity or the IT team or technical activity. We need to make sure we rope in every stakeholders in the change management process, including our customers and third parties. They understand what we are going through in the cloud migration. Having them informed what we are trying to achieve as part of this initiative is very crucial. And having a constant and effective communication with all the stakeholders with transparent status is going to play a vital role in your cloud migration journey and success. Okay. With that, Ritik, anything else we need to cover?
Yeah, one more question is there, Srini. So Premal is asking, does Oracle provide any utilities to extract map data from source system like EBS?
So that's good question. See, Oracle doesn't directly give capabilities. As I said, Oracle, there are two things, okay? The Oracle Cloud product itself not giving that capability. There is a Oracle consulting wing. Probably if we are negotiating with Oracle or keeping them as a partner in the implementation, they have certain tools which help you to map out this data into Oracle Cloud way. But nowadays, there are a lot of product initiatives or the vendors, they are coming with the tool. It can be a simple Excel-based util integrating with the FBDI, or there are other robust technology like framework, which using the Oracle Integration Cloud to map out the data. So yeah, it's still evolving, but there are a lot of tools which we can explore. Those are available, but not readily. Say example, yeah, I want to have a tool which go and pulls my data directly from EBS and give it in the final format for Oracle Cloud ERP to be consumed. It's not there yet, but there are tools, okay, which ease your process. There are extraction tools which can extract the data from ERP. There are the configuration-based mapping rules. You have to play a configuration there. Say example, okay, I got this 20 fields from ERP EBS, and this fields means this in Oracle Cloud. Again, it's not just mapping it out, right? You may need to have a validation. You may need to have a transformation. You may need to have some defaulting logic. Those logic can be configurable, but still there is some effort that needs to be done. Being said that, yes, not 100% automated, but there are a lot of utilities or tools or the frameworks available to make the process much simplified and easy.
All right, that looked like our last question. Thanks everyone for all your questions. And Srini, you want to add something, or shall we just close?
Yeah, thanks Ritik and Praveen for this opportunity. And anyone who is exploring or in the process of cloud migration or already in cloud migration, have any questions or any system evaluation or any guidance, don't hesitate. Just shoot us an email or reach out to anyone in SPL. We are happy to help you through this process. And if anything needed, don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone who joined us today. And a big thank you to our panel and especially to Srini for the insightful and a deep walkthrough. So as Srini said, if you have any question or if you like to follow up, please write us to at hello@splcg.com. Or if you want to book any one-on-one session, we will provide the booking link in the email with the recordings and slide decks. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us today. We appreciate your time and hope to connect soon. I'm Ritik Vishkarma. This is SPL Consulting. We are signing off and have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.